Sorry about that, people. It looks like it's monsoon season, and we had a blackout for a second, which knocked us totally offline. But we're back, and get this in there. We go. Boom. Later, I'll have Krista edit this together. You won't even know what happened.
Yeah.
So wait for people to show back up. Jeez. I gotta get some sort of battery backup or something. But, you know, whatever. When you live in the sticks and it's monsoon season, it's clouds in the sky. Hurricane season was over. There's a hurricane on, whatever, the coast of California still, right?
It's probably gone by now.
Gone by now. Yeah. We got probably nothing of it.
Nope, we got some wind. That's about it.
We got rain near the house.
No.
Yeah, I drove through it. It happened. Okay, folks. Let me get Matheny back up here.
Okay. So it was your intention at that point, while she was laying on the couch, and you thought...
Boop. Let's get back to where we were.
So as you were holding her in the water, you were holding her down by her chest, correct? Okay. And then was there any struggle under the water at that point?
She was dead.
She did have some scratches, but that's probably from getting her into the bathtub.
Okay.
Just that metal rack.
Okay.
Yikes.
You said you rolled her face down while she's in the tub?
Okay. Why did you do that?
Why?
I mean, why did you roll her over though?
So she would drown better.
To the top.
Okay. Why was the window open?
Because that's where I went left. Out the window.
Why did you leave out the window?
Because I didn't want anybody to see me leave. Because I wanted to come straight here.
Huh.
Did you have any intention of this, to do this before you went over?
No.
Because I was told by family members that on Sunday that you had told Alice that this will be the last meal that we all have together. And more than one person.
I did make a big meal for everybody.
Yeah. And you never said that this is going to be the last meal that we have together? Okay.
But I did make a meal and I fed it to everybody.
Okay.
So do you think that that's true? Like, here's the thing. There's so many pieces. And if you live in a toxic family, they might just be willing to throw you under the bus for a laugh.
Right.
So they could, you know, God knows. I don't want to speculate, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, if somebody were a troublesome family member and they were already in trouble via their own means, it wouldn't be hard to just dogpile on them.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have intention to do this ever before you went over there?
I will admit that, like, me and her have discussed it. Like, she's like come to me, and it was the point of hysteria. So like I dismissed it, and I kept dismissing it. She would be crying, having panic attacks, and she'd just kill me. And like it's like, you know, we I don't know, we all say that, but
Like, is that true?
But we had that emotional distress conversation. I mean, I know I'm a fucking nut, but like she gets upset too. Like it's
Right.
stressful. And,
Well, I understand.
And I felt like she was, and this thought crossed my mind too. One day I was walking down the street and there's this dog, and it's a white old dog, and it reminds me of her hair. And I lived in Tucson at the time, and it was bobbing in and out of traffic on a 5-lane freeway. I'm sitting there at the bus stop. So I run across the street and I pick up this dog, and it's biting at me and snapping at me because it's scared to death. I take it home with me, and it's got diarrhea, it's dehydrated, it's sick, it's been stranded in Tucson, there's no humidity. So I take this dog.
Classic. If she's talking about the Tucson that I live near, she's right. It's hot down there.
To the vet, and the vet said that dog was just really old, and it probably left its home to go die. Like, that's probably what it did. So that's what I was thinking too. It's like she's just.
So were you thinking that before you went over there? that you needed to do this?
No, no.
Okay.
Like grandma was an old dog, you had to like throw under a
Like I said,
bus
we were just
somewhere?
gonna sit down and eat ice cream, and then it just, bam.
From ice cream to murder. 2 easy steps.
Yeah.
Like, and,
Had you ever thought about doing this particular thing to her prior to this? I mean, had you
I've
ever
never thought about
never
doing
thought about
this
that?
to her, no.
Okay.
But now that I'm laying in there thinking about it, I'm thinking of all the little situations that led me up to this, and I just don't want to be here anymore.
Yikes.
What do you mean by the situations that led you up to this?
Like the dog,
The dog?
and then last night's interview, like I just thought about that. And like,
Rocky Road is baby
all the
blood.
little things,
Hey,
like,
CNJ Dev.
And who did you say that was with Social Security?
Yeah. That was the last question they asked me.
That's an odd
Like,
question.
damn.
Heidi?
Like, mental health is such a nebulous term. And the fact that, you know, whatever, maybe it was something she unnecessarily fixated on, but you never know what's going to set someone off. Like when she asked, what would you do with the kid at the pier? And they would drown or whatever, and she ruminated on that.
Yeah.
I sometimes when things leave my mouth, I stop and think, I go, oh my God, is this something that could flip a switch in somebody? And I always, like, if I ever feel that way, I go, I'm just kidding or whatever. I make sure that, but like, if you're like, what would you, I can't imagine being a mental health professional and like doing telemed stuff.
Yeah, because you can't tell. You're on video. Oh no, she was on the phone.
Yeah,
she
she was
wasn't
on
even
the
video.
phone.
So you don't have body language. You can't tell anything but their voice. And
And there are so many weird things about humanity that you can hide from people so easy. And like, especially if you're working for the government, because she said it was based for around Social Security.
yeah,
So you've got a government employee who doesn't give a shit already to check in and be like, would you let a kid drown? Okay, bye. And then like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Kayla goes, sometimes when things leave my mouth, I think maybe I shouldn't spit in public.
if you got an oyster, you got to let it go.
Ugh.
Okay. So now, let me ask you this, okay?
As you're completely breaking down, let me ask you this.
Think you can handle another question
Minutes there.
about the murder? Like,
Is
dude,
there anything else that you think I need to know about what that situation happened?
what else could there be, right?
She came down here to tell you.
Okay.
This is the annoying part about the legal system, right? Even if someone's like, I did it, like just throw me in jail, they're still going to have to be put through at least some sort of rigmarole where a public defender has to enter a plea bargain, and there's going to be thousands of dollars and acres of trees cut down to fill out all the paperwork. Mm-hmm. And like, oh my God, you can't even kill someone and be like, I did it. Throw me away and lock me up and throw away the key.
Yeah.
Can't even do that. You have to go through layer after layer of bureaucracy. Like I think that most people simply don't become criminals because of the bureaucracy and the pain in the ass.
It would
like,
take so much time.
yeah, like your life would be the DMV.
Yep.
Have you been aggravated with her?
I'm not aggravated with her. I'm aggravated at the situation. She's got her son living next door, and the
What's his name?
And then there's little Lee. She's a matted little brat that's filthy. And it's like she goes in and out of the house, and she sits like my grandma as a princess. She was raised as a pretty, pretty princess. Her whole life, she's been well taken care of, wealthy, all those things.
Yeah.
And she's got all this trash that all of a sudden shows up and moves in next door and comes walking in and out of her house, sitting all over shit, and it drives her up the wall. And she can't protect herself. She can't tell them to leave. She can't do anything, and
So,
it drives her crazy. And
if
it
she
drives me
was-
nuts because
If she's a wealthy lady, why couldn't she afford to go to the rehab or to the nursing home like she
That's the
wanted?
thing. None of this narrative is making sense now.
want to like kick everybody out.
Maybe in the old days she was wealthy.
As soon as I leave, they're all right back in. And like the look on his face, he's so proud to do.
Listen, the only right moral argument is the do the right thing, or else you have to live the rest of your life in the DMV. That's just it. It's like, even becoming like a petty criminal, like you become a piece of gum in the gears of the government.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how small your infraction or how big, no matter how smoothly you want to move through it, you can say, whatever, I did it, put me down or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're still going to be treated like a number, and you're going to be processed like a package of Chinese socks.
Do that to her. And it's fucking psychotic.
And do you live with anybody?
I live with her other son and my mom on Spring Street, and that's her house, and that like
Who's your mom?
they've overrun her.
What's your mom's name?
Boop. Okay, yeah. I like that.
It's just, I feel like I'm in hell.
Like, yo.
What's her other son's name, your father's name? And then the house on Spring Street is your grandmother's house.
It's my grandma's house.
Let's really get into the nitty gritty of like geography now.
You live in your grandma's house that she has and owns.
That's okay, I'm just curious.
It wasn't lived in for a while, right? Because there's some dogs, right?
There's still dogs everywhere. They have
Yeah.
just destroyed the place.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And again, it's just to rub my grandma's face in it. And like I said, she's 198 pounds she weighed yesterday.
So let me ask you this: after you was walking out of the bathroom, what was?
Like, cut the shit, dude. Like, treat this person like a human being and look her in the face when you at least ask her the last question instead of casually zipping up your portfolio,
Right.
you douche.
What was your realization when you walked out of the bathroom?
That she's at peace. That she doesn't have to deal with this shit anymore.
When you say she's at peace, did you have the realization that she was
I
no longer
hope
alive?
so. I hope so. And I hate that I feel that way. Like, I hate that I feel that way.
Well,
but
don't read that. I understand that, and I'm trying not to get you upset, but when I asked the question that, when you say that you knew that she was at peace, did you understood that she was no longer alive? Is that
I'm just trying to make sure that you and I both understand the legal definition of dead. Like, you killed your grandmother, I understand you're having a bit of a freak out about it, but I need you really to come together with me and agree with me on the legal definition of dead. It's good for the court. I don't like this guy. He's a dick.
No, I don't like him either.
Is that correct?
I hope so.
You hoped so. Okay.
That'll hold water in court.
Yeah.
Was it take her life? Okay. All right. And that was why you took her into the bathroom after she was on, because you didn't.
Dude, like, you got it, right? Like, stop grinding salt into this open wound.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to throw up the way you stopped it. She's like,
This is the thing.
she can't give
though,
anything
like,
more than she already gave.
That's what's so important about reading the room. You have to be a good human, or being good at being a human, and being able to read a room and see what's going on with the people you are interacting with. This could have gone so much better with so much more finesse, and probably would have netted her a little less psychological trauma.
Right.
Yeah, right. How do you, like, I've seen someone this hysterical when their son was hit in the head with a bat at a baseball game and they were gushing blood. Mm-hmm. The only time I've ever seen anything close to this performance. And this dude's like, okay, so then when you killed your grandma, she did what again? And then you did the what? Like, anyway, zip. My phone's ringing again. Sorry. Yeah, honey, I'll pick up dominoes. This guy's a dick.
You didn't want to leave her alive on the couch, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
You
Affirmative.
didn't want her to suffer. I mean, if she was still alive. I don't know if she was.
And then like the whole look over and be like, yeah, is that it for you? Like that, like this
Got
is
anything?
every fucking terrible job interview you've ever had. Where they just ask you open-ended questions, you try to answer it best you can, and then at the end of 25 fucking minutes of pointless, they go, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. And then you never get a call back. She's definitely going to prison though. What year was this? I don't remember.
I'm looking to see.
I want to say it was
2022.
Okay, so yeah.
November 15, 2022.
Yeah, so this is right on the tail end of COVID. So yeah, there was probably a bunch of pressure, a bunch of family, a bunch of
Well, it seems like
quarantine
nobody else wanted
restrictions.
anything to do with her. With
Right,
this
and
poor
that's the
old
thing.
lady.
When times are good, not everybody is going to shirk, but like there's people in your family right now, gentle viewer, that are looking for any reason not to hang out with you. And if you're an old lady like this grandma here and there's no reason not to, you can get a fair amount of your family to come check you out and entertain you. But during a pandemic, they were probably like, no way, I don't want to, grandma, I'll kill you. But she was so much of a people pleaser or whatever you want to call her that she just dug her own grave and then tossed her grandma in before she made it.
Yep.
It's just like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's family, a toxic family. It's self-imposed quarantine. It is a small town mentality. It's all of these things coming together that just snapped in the mind of this poor woman. And what can you do about it? It's going to happen because the person who's going to snap may not realize that it's coming, and the person who's going to make them snap is getting their every need met. So why stop the bitch parade? But that's all I got for you. That was it. We saw Heidi Matheny. She went to jail. She killed her grandma.
Yeah, she's in life. The pandemic broke a lot of us. It's true. She life in prison and parole. She could be up for parole in 15 years per their state's laws.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like the pandemic broke a lot of us, and it did more than just destroy businesses because there wasn't foot traffic. Like the grandmother probably leaned on Heidi so hard during all the hoopla, and nobody else would say shit to her, that, a toxic family is something that oftentimes you can escape from given age or realization or whatever. But when your only recourse is that,
right?
Like I can't imagine. I don't know what the stats are, but the amount of domestic violence, the amount of drug use, the amount of everything must have gone up because everybody was stuck at home and not able to escape or escaping into the bottle or the whatever.
Yeah. C&J Dev, you're probably right. I mean, I would never want to say you're probably right because she probably will kill herself. But if she's not getting like the proper, she's not getting the proper therapy.
This is one of those things where you want, or at least me, I want some social resources to go into this woman to get her some help.
Yeah.
Like, fine, we all know that Sarah Boone's a dumpster fire. Push it off the edge of a cliff and we'll call it a day. But people like Heidi here have something that can be salvaged.
Yep.
And
even if she makes it through 15 years, she gets out of jail, presumably if they give her parole.
But then
her
she's
family's not going to want her.
Not only that, but she's going to be institutionalized and probably have more mental illness than she has now because she's not getting any of the help.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? That's the thing. It's a sad situation, but I thought it was interesting to look at because it feels like a pressure cooker. You think it was, I don't know if it was Jeff Stacy or allegedly somebody else, but we can talk about that another time. Thank you so much for showing up. If you did, I appreciate it and coming into the Typing Square. Sorry about that power outage. If you're watching this in the future, hopefully that'll be cut out. But yeah, that's it, guys. Next week, we'll be doing something else fun, something a little less stark and real, maybe something a little like more buffoonish. Then probably Wednesday we'll be playing some games so that your name
can be falling off the.
I'll do it right next time. Sorry, it's a prototype, Kayla. So sorry about that. But Kayla for the win there. She won the game last time. There it is. Thank you so much for coming. Once again, I appreciate all the support, all the watching. Thank you, Dee Dee. You have a good weekend yourself. We are out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
For the try to
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.